I'm live. Okay. Why does it say 22 seconds? In the stream. Okay, so that's set up. Okay, is this thing on? Is this thing on? Yes. Oh, cool. It's working. Nice. Oh man, this is cool. Cool. All right, just making sure everything's set up. All right. We got the new setup. The new setup. I got new setup. New setup. All right. This is gonna be cool. This is gonna be really cool. All right. So hopefully more people will come on in. All right. So I just go back to comment. Nice. Whoever is joining us, do you like the new format? Do you like the what I added in there? Do you like the new format? I just reckoned, you know what? This channel needs an update. And I was seeing I think this actor, I think his name was Jamie Costa. He did that Obi-Wan Kenobi fan movie. He's a great voice impersonator, especially great impersonator of Robin Williams. He was live streaming with Vader reviews, and they were making live stream about Don Bluth movies. And then I noticed they were using this particular streaming software, and I thought, you know what? I should probably give it a go. And the results have paid off well. I'm loving this format. I think it's a keeper. I'm going to keep this from now on. I will keep it from now and evermore. Oh man. All right, we got people coming in. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. Hey, Tech and Combat. And who else is going to comment down below? Is anyone going to comment? Step right up and please comment right down below. All right. Anyone in the mood to comment about the new format? this little thing here. Philip Chandler. Hey, nice. It's me, a Chandler. Woohoo! It's interesting that you came along. I think you've used StreamYard in the past as well, right? There was this thing that came up where, hold on a minute. I can show it. I've seen so many YouTubers use it, but now I finally get to use it. Yep. New format. I'm using StreamYard. Oh, look at that. I can just pick your hair. I can just pick your wee nose. All right, this is cool. This is really cool. This is an updated software. I saw other people do. Oh yeah, I use Talk Studio, but it's the same idea. Right. Yeah. It's nice, simple, easy to get into, and you can apparently you can use multiple screens at once. This must be the kind of software that other more official YouTubers use to live stream all the time, because in the past I've tried to do podcast with my friend Squidbear via whether it be Discord or Google Meet. It was a more recent one in Google Meet, and it was very awkward to get around. But no, I think this is definitely a keeper. If I'm gonna be using software, this is gonna be the one. That said, there is a premium version which has its own perks, but I'll just take advantage of the free version for as long as I can, which is pretty much forever. Forever is glorified. Right, nice. So, hey to Tech and Combat. Oh, cool. And now get a closer look at the thumbnail. You get characters from Mortal Kombat and Jin Kazama from the Tekken series. Nice. Yeah, StreamYard is really popular, but to get to an ATV, it's a pay tier. It's expensive. Right. Well, this is a high-quality camera, but it's not really top quality. Maybe what I need to do is just get myself, like, a 4K quality camera, and then... then it doesn't matter about how it looks. It looks crisp and shiny. You could see every single hair of my magnificent beard. Double A! Evening, Mr. Thinker. Hello, evening, Double A, the very man who's contributed to so many thumbnails on the channel, including the thumbnail image for this live stream. I really need to customize it because there were some other things to talk about. Hey ho, I think you get the idea. We're changing the formula a wee bit. Now I'm using StreamYard to do the live streams, and I think it paid off gloriously well. I mean, you could look back at the other live streams and just read up the live chat to keep up with what's going on and so on and so forth. But now, ease of access to know what I'm paying attention to is made much easier because I can literally click on the comments to highlight some things like this. Unfortunately, no matter the quality of the content, it's still broadcast lower. So much for money! Right. Because this camera here was definitely much better quality than this eyeball camera, which made me look like I was in the Matrix when I first started doing these live streams. Powered by StreamYard. Unlimited power! Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is the format from now on, and I'm happy with that. So, glad to know that StreamYard works. I should also raise awareness of something else. I'm going to try out the sharing screen thingy, Bobby. See if that works. Just hold on a minute. Patreon. All right, I'm going to check if this works. Oh, no, go to Patreon. Go to Patreon. Go to Patreon. Why do you have to pay to go to Patreon? That's something I'll get back to eventually. Okay, search up Squidbear Studio. Come on, it should be here somewhere. Aha! There we go. Here we go. Yes, I am 18 years old. Yeah, of course I am. What do you take me for? Some kind of imbecile? Right. But it's so much easier to invite guests. Yeah! Oh, yeah, that's right. Just like on Instagram, right? Oh, right. Yeah, because... Right, yeah, because of those live streams, like with Drinkers Open Bar and other podcasts, they just have guests that can come in and out if they just... I would have assumed it was like Google Meet because they, this whole system like providing the link and then they can pop in. But no, I think there must be a way of inviting the guests in if they wanted to chat. They wanted to hang out with me. So when was that landlord ever not going to be funny? He's never going to stop being funny. So let's try. I'm going to try something. Sharing the screen. Okay, you shut up. Okay, so this one. Okay, so can you guys see that? Oh, wait, no, I have to change the format. Let's see. How do I do that again? How do I do it again? Is this actually working? I'm learning as like, oh, wait. Add to stage. Ah, here we go. Right. And I can change the phone. You have to share the link. I think. You think? What do you mean you think? You think it's in the upper left invite guest corner or something like that? Suddenly Philip Chandler transitioned from Canadian to Irish. You think? Oh, you think. Anyway. All right. Bigger, smaller. Bigger, smaller. Bigger, smaller. Corner. Yeah, I guess the corner format works. Right, anyway. So recently we've had some great donations to the Squidbear Studio Patreon endeavor, as it were. A close friend recently managed to dedicate himself to donating $10 a month on Patreon, or in UK terms, about £7.85 or however it works. And basically, whoever it pays that much gets these inclusive details if they are on Discord with us. And the story is ongoing, and we managed to get into contact with some really awesome people with really awesome illustrative details. But needless to say, the project is ongoing, and we are learning every step of the way. So if any of you who donated to Patreon happens to be watching this, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and thank you on part of Brooks Gallinghouse. He is very much grateful, so please continue to kindly donate to the cause, as it were. Donate to the cause. Sound like that one privileged jerk who told people not to watch Black Panther Wakanda Forever. You can also have a second camera view. Not sure if that's in the free room. Well, I need to get another camera, if that's the thing. Not to mention get the, I think the finances to like get another screen. So there is that to take into accountability. But yeah, there's various ways around it. It'd be cool for art streams to have one camera there and then the other camera here where I can do some drawings. But you know what? On the subject of drawings, I mean, I don't know if I'm permitted to do this per se, but okay, you know what? I'm going to show you some brief artwork of the actual project, but due to Patreon reasons, I'll only give you a small glimpse. In fact, not even this version, because that's the one Brooks actually liked. Let's show him the version of that he did not quite approve of. Right. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Boop, boop. There we go. That's a brief glimpse at the kind of concept that I've been working on for the story on Patreon, but for Patreon reasons, I'm not allowing you to see any more than that for now. If you want to see more, you're going to have to suck it up and pay up, pal. Are you invested yet? Now that that's out of the way, let's get on with some news. Because recently the BAFTAs happened, because, you know, that's a thing. So I'm just going to go through them right now. Winners announced, 25. Oh yeah. Oh, this is the chance for me to do the thing, which is that. Hey, nice. All right, nice. You got the nice banners. Nice. Okay, so let's see the BAFTA. Oh, good grief. The Brutalist also wins 4 BAFTAs, including Brady Corbett for director. I've heard that The Brutalist was a really good film. It featured that guy who was in King Kong, the Peter Jackson version. So that's something I'll need to look into. Warwick Davis receives the BAFTA Fellowship. Good on him. He's been playing small characters for a long time, and he deserves that kind of thing. Nice, nice. Medicinema receives the Outstanding British Contribution to Cinema Award. Oh yeah, I've seen adverts for Medicinema. I think there was just an advert with Simon Pegg in it, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a daddy. Let's see ones that. Pete's sakes. Wicked won 2 categories: costume design and production design. They did use a lot of practical effects, and it's paid off well. Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, won 2 categories: animated film and the new category introduced this year, children and family film. All right, I'm glad about that, but at the same time, what about The Wild Robot? What about The Wild Robot? That is objectively the best movie of 2024. All right, I'm happy that Wallace and Gromit won it at least. I mean, stop. I've noticed that in these kind of award shows, the stop motion movies tend to be the ones that get the awards, even if they are lesser than other animated movies. Like, for example, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio was competing with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio got the award. And even though Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is objectively the better movie, I can understand why Pinocchio won that award that year, because stop motion, it's a lot of hard work, and it's a very intimate kind of craft. It takes a lot of hard work. So yeah, I would have preferred Puss in Boots: The Last Wish to win, but I understand why Pinocchio won. It's not to negate Pinocchio in any way. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is a fantastic film. I'd recommend to you. I even made a review movie of saying I'd recommend it. It's just that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is just, man, I can just rewatch that movie over and over again. The same things happened here. The Wild Robot is clearly the better movie, but Wallace and Gromit did take a lot of labor, but like many years with the stop motion. I've noticed with these kind of stop motion projects, like once you commit, you have to commit. Like just all those like entire days like dedicated to mere milliseconds and seconds worth of film content. That's a lot. I have to hop off. I'll be back shortly. Just found out a play landed upside. Oh, good grief. Wow. You're the local hero, Phil Chandler. Now, whether you're turning Irish or not, that's none of my concern, but you get going with saving Canada, you superhero artist. You do that. That's the top priority. Kudos to you, man. All right. So, let's see. Dune Part 2 won 2 categories. Best Special Visual Effects and Sound. I'm actually very happy that Dune Part 2 won the best category for sound, because if you actually go to see Dune Part 2 in the cinemas, that there are some particular parts where characters use the voice. There's just one particular scene where Paul Atreides says, "Silence!" To the head witch of the Bene Gesserit group. It's one of those things where, yeah, obviously it's a striking moment when you're seeing it in the film, but it's all the more striking when you see it on the big screen with the surround sound. I've had a very similar experience when watching Top Gun Maverick, where the jet plane sounds were so awesome. Like you could feel the raw engine power, like rumbling in your chest. There was a similar rumbling effect when Paul said, "Silence!" You're like, in the cinema, you could feel it in your chest. Like, wow. Like, I don't know the intricacies of that kind of sound design, but I love it. I love it. Let's see. The Substance one for makeup and hair. I've heard of The Substance. I've yet to see that. Double A says it's a really good film. Rock, Paper, Scissors, one British short film. Let's see. Okay, all right. Wait, was that it? Was that it? What was a game? BAFTA for games. Let's see. Well, that was for movies. Scotland. Let's see. After Game Awards 2024 ceremony. Thursday, 11th of April. Yeah, that's already come to pass. Right. Let's see. Film. Wasn't going. It was so the other nominees for Best Animated Film were Inside Out 2 and Wild Robot. Well, couldn't the Wild Robot win for Best Animated Film, and then you could give the Children and Family film to Vengeance Most Foul? I think that would be more appropriate, if you ask me. Kensuke's Kingdom. That's a movie I've yet to watch. Let's see. Costume design. Rising Star David Johnson. All right, let's see. Television. No. All right, let's see. Awards. Well, that was kind of disappointing. I was hoping that the Wild Robot would win that one. Oh well, beggars can't be choosers, as they say. With that said, a lot of people don't really trust award shows these days, especially not the Oscars, because the Oscars awards have become more about political alignment rather than talent, which is such a sad thing to happen. Right. So, speaking of animated movies, let's move on to the next announcement. I just love the banners sitting. It's awesome. I was just going around Scotland as a Scottish person does. And as it turns out, I found out that, I had no idea when this Attack on Titan movie was going to be coming out. But as it turns out, I was just at a cinema place, and then I saw this trailer advert just, on the side of the TV screen. I just looked at it. Ooh, hello. And then I looked at it, and then suddenly it said like February 26th. And I thought, ooh, sweet. So it is actually coming to the UK, and it'll be coming out within 9 days from now. Awesome. So yeah, that's something awesome to look forward to. Now it's just a question of whether I can actually afford to actually see the film itself in the cinemas. But from what I understand, Attack on Titan: The Last Attack is basically the much anticipated equivalent of End of Evangelion. Basically, it's basically a cinematic film. Well, it's basically the last 4 special episodes of the entire series, but now just put into a feature-length film format. And there's this additional meta alternative universe joke ending scene where a young Armin, and a young gothic Mikasa come out of the cinema from seeing the film saying, "Oh, what an awesome film that was." So yeah, Isayama has been playing around with fictional ideas of an alternative universe, although I think in this context, and with this being an after credits scene, from what I understand, the scene with Eren, Armin, and Mikasa coming out in the cinemas in outlandish clothing, it's more of a joke ending rather than anything to be taken seriously. It's pretty much fan service, just being jovial. But hey, you gotta have some humor in your life, Attack on Titan is a pretty depressing series when you get down to it. Just the last of humanity doing their best to live and strive and survive. The main character's mom dies in the first episode, and he gets consumed with rage. It's bloody, it's gory. Although not as bloody and gory as other stuff, but still pretty visceral stuff. Characters keep dying, characters miss each other, characters cry. And it's a brutal series when one of the reoccurring jokes is that a guy keeps accidentally biting his own tongue whilst riding a horse. Youch. So yeah, with a series like that, to be fair, it could do with some humor, like the additional ending of the Attack on Titan movie. I think it's well earned, and it kind of appeals to the anime fan experience of just going out into the cinema and then coming out like, wow, that was an awesome film, and then just having Isayama say, okay, how about this for a joke? Eren and Armin and Mikasa are literally the audience. So yeah, it's pretty funny stuff. So yeah, that end credit scene in the Attack on Titan movie should be something worth looking forward to. But other than that, I wonder what it's going to provide. A part of me is hoping that, as epic as the finale is, no doubt there's still going to be people who loathe the finale with every fiber of their being. And that's just because, first of all, with a series, sometimes with a series this big, like, how could you end it? And secondly, the film the ending with in its original manga format was not really the best received at first. There was this one, I may have already mentioned this in the past, but it's worth mentioning again in this case. There's a scene where Eren and Armin have their last moments, where in this sort of visionary water landscape, and Eren's explaining him becoming the very monster he fought against in order to attempt to save humanity in his own distorted way. And in the manga, Armin has a big cry and says, "Armin!" You committed mass genocide to say you're such a hero. What? But in the anime version, Armin admits that he's a little messed up for partially supporting Eren in his cause. So that admittance made the ending much, much, much better. And I know a lot of people were ticked off at the idea of the whole Titan conflict happening again and again. Although when you look more into it, it does make sense with the sort of Nietzschean theme of the eternal reoccurrence of suffering. That kind of ending has also occurred in the second season of Arcane. It's this idea that certain cycles of suffering are going to occur again and again and again. But if we were to go through that suffering again, we'll be all the more stronger for it. And in the case of Attack on Titan, it ends with a previous conflict that lasted for a long time finally concluding. And even though I suppose it knew in its beginning, it's at least it's not the previous king's curse, as it were. I mean, I can understand why people are still ticked off at that. But again, it plays into the themes of cycles of violence. Although, with that said, there are other stories out there which address a way to solve the cycle of violence, like with Princess Mononoke and Vinland Saga. Of course, other people would say, well, the sad thing about human history is that the cycle of violence will never really end. It will just keep on going for a long time. Yeah, but according to human history, because humans on their own, they always goof things up. But if they align themselves with a higher cause that goes beyond themselves, then the cycle of violence is going to stop. It's only when people rely on themselves, that's when the cycle of violence keeps reoccurring again and again and again. Because if you align yourself with the transcendent beyond yourself, then the cycle of violence is going to stop. But if you don't, then it's going to keep going. Because my mind goes to what Jesus Christ said on the Sermon on the Mount when he says, you've heard it said that you should love your neighbor and hate your enemies. But I say unto you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Because if you only love your friends, then don't even the tax collectors and rude people do that too? So if you only love those who love you, then what use is there in that? So I think of that and how it applies to other anime media specifically. It's interesting how this has occurred in the anime media. And especially how certain stories like Attack on Titan, Princess Mononoke, and Vinland Saga address the theme of the cycle of violence. With Attack on Titan in topic, the cycle of violence is basically part of the overall narrative, not just on an episodic structure of the humans against the Titans. That's the sort of surface level appeal at first. But going deeper into the story, the nature of the plot twist and the nature of the overall lore and the Eren's distorted conclusion to eradicate humanity, well, at least the rest of humanity more precisely, all that ties into the Nietzschean view of the cycle of violence. With Princess Mononoke, we see the cycle of violence through a more Shinto perspective, where Prince Ashitaka is cursed by a demon, and he needs to find the source of where the demon came from and put an end to the conflict through eyes unclouded by hate. He wasn't part of this conflict between man and nature until now, so now that he's going into it fresh, he's able to objectively see the good and the bad on both sides. And what makes Princess Mononoke such a brilliant movie is that it's not just a man versus nature movie. It's also a movie about how to find peace in any kind of conflict. And Prince Ashitaka does go through his trials and tribulations. He is tempted, and if he gives into the inner demon, then what use is there in that? He's basically no better than the others around him. Like, obviously, he'll fend off the occasional royal samurai to protect others. but the more he gives himself into anger and hatred, the more the demonic curse grows. So doing anything drastic to enhance the anger and hatred would only increase his increase the capacity of the curse, which would kill him. And he uses that as a mental, spiritual lesson to teach everybody that everybody has this kind of curse in some way, and fear and hatred only make it grow faster. And certainly, in my experience with the mental health struggles of being bewitched by a spirit of fear for a period of time, yeah, it's you don't win by feeding the hatred and the fear. You win by starving it and seeking the transcendent aspect of grace and reconciliation. That's what ultimately brings you actual victory, and not depending on yourself. I've seen a similar thing going on with like Vinland Saga. It's quite interesting because throughout the story, like on the surface level, so many people keep thinking, "Oh, it's about war, it's about violence. Oh, look at the fast-paced fight. Oh, look at how cool the fights between Thorfinn and Thorkel are. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool." And then those same people say, "Oh no, season 2 is so boring." Like I can understand why they think season 2 is boring, but if you're one of those people who thinks that season 2 is boring and that certain conversation scenes in season 1 were of no relevance, you are not paying attention to the key thematic of Vinland Saga at all, because those conversations in the first Vinland Saga season had a lot of philosophical weight to them, and those conversations and the implications of the characters and their circumstances get more of a focus in season 2. Thorfinn's been leading a lifestyle of vengeance, feeding into the cycle of violence. But when he finds he's failed his standard of victory, then he starts reflecting on all those years wasted. And throughout the narrative, we see characters like Askeladd, Canute. We see like his father before him. We see other implied Viking pillagers and warriors and stuff like that. All these kinds of people keep thinking they can achieve paradise by inflicting oppressive violence on other people. They think that in order to achieve paradise, they have to, enforce their ideas onto others. But Thorfinn and other characters like Willibald, Thors, and a few others realize over time that you don't gain paradise by forcing others to adhere to your own ideas. You have to transcend yourself. You have to love your enemies, which that is a good thing I brought up that Bible verse, because that very Bible verse was actually referenced explicitly in Vinland Saga. So given the fact that in Vinland Saga is set during a time when there were many pagans transitioning over to Christianity in that Anglo-Saxon period of history in Europe. Pardon me, I farted, by the way. Then you see Thorfinn begin to more reflect on his life more thoroughly and start to apply that golden rule into action, to the point where he refuses to kill anyone. Like, yeah, if he needs to be violent, like, yeah, he'll be violent, but he's not going to kill anyone anymore because he sees so much worthiness in life. And he says it himself, he has no enemies. So what's the reason to kill now? There's a certain, and in many ways, that theme also plays into Trigon with Vash the Stampede, insisting on love and peace rather than, okay, I guess with the Trigon series, there's more of an emphasis on how love and peace helps people to reconcile, whereas other series focus more on the cycle of violence. So, in regards to the Attack on Titan movie, I don't know if there's going to be any extended scenes or whatnot. I honestly don't know. It's all up in the air. Like, obviously, there's probably people online I wouldn't be surprised if there were no extended scenes at all, apart from that joke end credit scene. Although I know my friend Brooks from Squid Bear has seen it, so he can tell me next time we meet. Or one of these days, you know. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. So, the Metal Gear 3 Solid remake, which is called Metal Gear Solid Delta, it's had a trailer released. Apparently, Konami are planning to re-release the entire Metal Gear Solid series. Only this time, they're going to release them in chronological order. So, originally, Hideo Kojima had just Metal Gear with influence from like Escape from New York and stuff like that, about the Solid Snake guy sneaking into a military base and doing all this cool stuff. And then you had the like non-canon Solid Snake game, which involved like Zanzibar hamsters. Yeah, no wonder it's not canon. Then you had the revolutionary Metal Gear Solid for the original PlayStation console, with its very clever fourth wall breaking and its immersive story, which really revolutionized how stories could be told in video game format. And then, of course, you got Metal Gear Solid 2 for the PlayStation 2, for the PS2, which featured what a YouTuber named Max Derrett describes as the most profound moment in all of gaming, in which Kojima accurately predicted internet culture and fake news before that even occurred, to the extent that we know today, which is immense. Then you got Metal Gear Solid 3, also for the PS2. And Metal Gear Solid 3 is said to be not just one of the best in the franchise, but just one of the greatest video games ever made, period. Like, whenever you hear people bring up what are the greatest video games of all time, whenever you look up Wikipedia articles or like gaming articles or even like YouTubers talking about like the all-time favorite games, like 8 times out of 10, you're likely going to see Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater amongst the likes of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, like The Last of Us Part 1, let's see, Shadow of the Colossus, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, The Witcher 3, and so on and so forth. You'll see all these games, and Metal Gear Solid 3 like up the game with its grounded setting, its immersive graphics, and of course the usual over-the-top nature of the games, and the immense themes interweaved into the plot regarding sacrifice and political critique about nuclear warfare. All that interweaved into the stealth action adventure game, and people love this game to this day. So the reason why there's a remake of this specific entry into the franchise is because Metal Gear Solid 3 is set up to be a prequel for the entire series. So if you were to play the entire series in chronological order, you go with Metal Gear Solid 3 first. It stands out on its own in many ways, and it sets up a lot of characterization and stuff like that for lore later on. It stands out on its own as a thriller set in the Vietnam War, but also sets itself nicely for Metal Gear Solid 4, as well as giving context to the overall conflict of the series. And not to mention this heartbreaking relationship between Solid Snake the First, as I'll call him, just to save confusion, and the boss, one of the most tragic female characters in all of gaming. I felt pretty pumped when I saw the trailer because you had the epic music of and so on and so forth. You had all the signature bosses appear, like the end and the fear, and so on and so forth. And then at the end, you had the cute little ape from Ape Escape make an appearance. So I think they're going to do something similar to Astrobot and just have these apes just randomly occur as an option in the game or something like that, some kind of DLC or whatever. I think why the apes? Because Ape Escape had a mini game where it parodied and paid homage to Metal Gear Solid, so it makes sense to have the apes here. So these new Metal Gear Solid remakes are going to remake the games in chronological order. So from what I've seen so far, this remake is literally the same Metal Gear Solid 3 that we know and love, but just with updated graphics. It's similar to what Blue Point Games did with Shadow of the Colossus on the PS4. So fun. And they're probably going to be doing that a lot. Although, with that said, Metal Gear Solid 5 was already very ambitious for the PS4. Konami's already selling the classic games in these collection bundles. They had the 1, 2, and 3 and the retro games in this collection, which I currently own on the PS5. I even did a few live streams of playing the first few hours of Metal Gear Solid 3. What else was happening? Oh yes, Metal Gear Solid 5 is basically the game that comes after, well, chronologically speaking, you have Metal Gear Solid 3, then you have Metal Gear Solid 5, and then you have I have to include the spin-offs as well. So it's Metal Gear Solid 3, then it's Peace Walker, then it's Metal Gear Solid 5, both parts, and then it's all the retro games where the big boss gets a clone of himself, which becomes the current Solid Snake. And then you get Metal Gear Solid, and then you get Metal Gear Solid 2, which introduces Raiden and sets up the stakes of the AI and the fake news and stuff like that. And then the whole series finale happens with Metal Gear Solid 4, with Solid Snake growing into an old man due to the nature of the clone technology, speeding up his DNA process in ways he didn't want. And all the drama that comes with that, leads to one of the most heartfelt endings in the entire video game history. So I wonder how they'd approach this with Metal Gear Solid 3, because you can already play Metal Gear Solid 5 on the PlayStation 4. What would they be doing to remake that? Maybe with Metal Gear Solid 5, they could finally make the Metal Gear Solid 5 that Hideo Kojima himself specifically had in mind, because there's been this infamous history between Kojima and Konami in the fact that Hideo Kojima had a very specific vision for Metal Gear Solid 5, but the corporate morons of Konami kept getting in the way of his vision, leading to a very rushed and anticlimactic product, which barely just still got the story intended through, which is quite the achievement, if you ask me, even if people don't like the game as much as other entries in the franchise. And then, of course, they're going to remake Metal Gear Solid, which would not be the first time they remade that specific game, because with Metal Gear Solid 1, they had a remake for that called Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes, which you can get on the Nintendo GameCube, even though that specific port did have a few cute Nintendo references in there. the remake itself was not as well received as the original, although there have been some interesting speculation that the Twin Snakes is basically the first game told from the perspective of Ocelot, because he's viewing Snake as this unstoppable hero and he's romanticizing everything from his perspective, whereas Snake's perspective is like the nitty gritty and stuff like that. I mean, Solid Snake has to deal with a lot. He has to deal with like these ghost men who presumably do a lot of occultic stuff. He has to deal with like people who affiliate themselves with certain elements, stuff like that. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. And I this is just basically from what I know in a casual perspective. Another challenge with remaking Metal Gear Solid 1 would be the approach of the what was the character's name again? It was Psycho Mantis. Yes. You see, with the way Psycho Mantis worked because of the memory card system, which Psycho Mantis reads your mind, you feel the vibration of the controller, and depending on the save data of your memory card, Psycho Mantis could actually say what the player was actually playing. This even worked in the GameCube version, and the solution to defeating Psycho Mantis, well, I mean, you could power through if you wanted, but the easier solution that the kernel come up with is to switch the controller port. So take the controller out and just put it into the second controller port so that Psycho Mantis can't read you. I mean, I don't know how that works in universe, but it's a pretty fun fourth wall break to defeat Psycho Mantis. With the version on the collection edition on like the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, which has this internal memory system that's not really a memory card. It's pre-installed. There's pre-installed like save data of other classic games that you can use in there to get a variety of interactions. So they were barely able to get that to work on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. I wonder how they do it in the remake. Maybe if you like keep save data for certain games, like because even when you delete games, that's not the same thing as deleting save data for whether it be for your PC or for your PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. So I suppose if you did something like similar to that, you could still make the Psycho Mantis scene work. Possibly, it would be a challenge, but you could make it work. I mean, I have seen something similar done with like the Flowey fight in Undertale's mid route, as it were. So I guess it's possible. With Metal Gear Solid 2, gosh, that final codec scene will be more relevant than ever. And as for Metal Gear Solid 4's remake, I imagine it will. Hopefully, they can update the game, because a lot of people complain that the game is more cutscene than game. But at the same time, it's necessary for that game to be more cutscene than game, because it has to round up a lot of stuff. So I guess they wouldn't need to change the cutscenes because they're so near and dear to the fans' hearts. I think what they could possibly do with Metal Gear Solid 4 is possibly enhance the gameplay. Possibly. I mean, it is a good opportunity, and the fact that they're even dedicating themselves to making these remakes over time, well, that's what they dedicated themselves to, and they have to commit. So, God be with you. All right, so moving on to the next story. Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic still happily married. To this, I am referring, of course, to this very, very heartfelt update in the Marvel Rivals game. Now, the Marvel Rivals game is brilliant and amazing for all kinds of reasons. But recently, for a Valentine's Day update, they've had these interesting costumes for Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic. Mr. Fantastic Invisible Woman 60th wedding anniversary bundle available now. Aww. And they look so romantic together. They look genuinely romantic together. So I'm just going to boot the game up. I wonder if it's possible to actually stop the screen. Does it say stop the screen? Okay, so I can stop sharing that screen. I can present, share screen, Marvel Rivals. Hold on a minute. I just need that to boot up first. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Blue screen. Hold on a minute. I know that. Hold on a minute. So going back. Okay, so open up the comments. Okay, back to sharing the screen. And then, okay. Marvel Rivals. Oh, cool. Ooh, very cool. Hold on a minute. Add to stage. Ah, here we go. Ooh, nice. Ooh, I like this format. Ooh, this could come in handy for PC live streams. I guess this could be an alternative to OBS Studios, perhaps. Although with OBS Studios, as far as I'm aware, there's more adjustment with volume, so keep that in mind. All right. Let's take a look at this. Oh, I still have to pay up. Oh, man. Oh, man. That would have been so great. You know what? She looks legitimately beautiful in that fluorescent dress. And Mr. Fantastic, my man, you make White's sideburns look epic. And that chiseled jaw and that big buffy thistle rosy suit. You're both looking good. We shared a life of astonishing sights and unbelievable experiences and a love more incredible than anything else combined. Thank you for all the most wonderful life. The life fantastic. Yup, you're welcome. Reed Richards and Susan Stark. May you be blessed with many happy days, you two. You deserve it. You deserve it. Oh, oh man. Hey. Hey. Oh, I love it. All right, so to you. Oh, thank you for the rose. I gladly sniff it because it smells nice. Wedding ring. You want to give me wedding rings and I love it when you give me things and you ought to give me wedding rings. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Alert! Oh, man. I think that's got to be the best alternative costume set yet. That has got to be the best. You know what? Maybe I should play the game just for the sake of it. You know what? Screw it. Let's play a game. Nice. We're going back and forth between casual live streams. I don't have to make a new live stream from now on. I can just play from here. This is awesome. All right, let's see here. Okay, someone's being Squirrel Girl. Someone's being Jeff the Land Shark. We got one of each. Now it's just a matter of team-ups. Okay, let's see. Who would go well with who here? Okay, Groot and Rocket go well together, as well as Jeff. So those two can ride Groot. Okay, so we have two healers. Who to be? Capture the Royal Palace. Who to be? Who? Is there any other? Ooh, how about? You know what? Yeah, that'll do. All right, let's do this. Here we go. All right. All right, so I can sneak up behind them and do some damage. Crap! Sorry. That was my bad. Come on, go, 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 go. My team's doing well. Go, 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 go. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Oh, come here, 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 come here. Feeling fantastic. Oh, not so fantastic! Not so fantastic! Oh no. Darn it. Okay, so it's a bit laggy on this format. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No! Darn it. Anyway. No! Good grief. I wasted that. Ow. Crap. Crap, 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 crap. Oh, that was close. Why are you... Get the shield up! Get the shield up! Who's... Hold still. No! Darn it. Dry bananas. That witch needs to go. Come on, Drew Standpie. Fun fact, I have a gym tutor named Drew. Just thought I'd let you know that. Yeah, I noticed. Haha. You're welcome. Oh, come on, that's my move. What the? Why are you stop moving? No, darn it. All right, switching it up. Because that's fantastic. This is probably a bad idea. Okay, ready? Huh! Nice. Nice. Sorry, love. There we go. Nice. Oh, shit. Where are they? Bring it on. I'm doing well. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm somehow not dead. My ultimate's ready. Do something. No. Keep surviving. My ultimate's ready. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. We've lost. Oh well, GG. Oh wait. Oh no, wait, we haven't lost. We haven't lost. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. 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 Ah. Bring it on. No. Darn it. No. Darn. We almost had it. We need to change our strategy a wee bit. Which characters go well with other characters? Groot and Rocket and Jeff go well together. Okay, so I should switch the format up. I guess I was being the fantastic duo just for the sake of formality of the Valentine's Day update. I find Mantis to be a very powerful support character due to the amount of options and how she can buff up her team. Uh-oh. No! Come on. Come on. Push on. Some characters I prefer not to team up with, but I'm gonna treat people with kindness nonetheless. Cause we are undefeatable. Okay, I'm down. Right, it's very laggy on this format. Okay, so Mantis helped to get people together. I'm just going to stick by Squirrel Girl here because I love my nuts. Probably sound dirtier than it needed to. Good. Grow the plants. Groot, Rocket. Uh-oh. Jeff's gonna num us off the cliff, isn't he? I just know he is. Groot, get over here. Uh-oh. Oh no. Hide. And it's ours. Wait, what happened? Wait a minute, what happened? Hello, Christian Connoisseur. Wait a minute, what happened? Wait a minute, what happened? I was playing Marvel Rivals. Wait a minute, what happened? What the heck? I'm just testing this out. This is just, I was mainly putting up Marvel Rivals because of the whole Valentine's Day anniversary thing. I'll show you it later. I mean, or you could go back in the stream to check it out. Okay, so... Okay. There we go. Let's try this format. I'm doing well, thanks. I am doing very well, Christian Connoisseur. You like a new format, Christian Connoisseur? I know I do. I mean, it's a bit laggy to have the game in this format, but you know, I'm just testing it out, really. Right. Also, I am Mantis, not Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid 3, but Mantis. New format? Yep, new format, baby. Haha. Come on. I probably used that way too soon, but there's so much bombardment. Oh, I see it. I see the problem. I probably would have saved a few team members. Turn around, every now and then I get an enemy attacking and I don't know what to do. It looks good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Nice. I'm gonna get that up on the thing. There's going to be awkward moments where I pause the still going game just to get the comments up. No. Oh no. Anyway, I'd like to be under the sea. In an octopus's garden. Out. Or in a Groot's garden because there's so many walls. Squirrel Stampede. That's one of our own. Oh, good thing I avoided Jeff the Landshark there. Oh no. Nice. Here, Squirrel Girl, you deserve an award. Ow. Come on, Groot. We need to grow the trees like we grow the trees of our lives. Uh-oh. I'm dead. Darn it. You are Groot. That is Luffy from One Piece. Okay, they got the advantage over us. Oh, that's not good. No! Darn it. We're probably going to lose this one. That's alright. I get more XP. Experience points. Oh, no, they don't. Come on, guys. That was a waste. Ah! might do that. I thought that would help. What was I thinking? And GG. That was funny. All right, you gotta go. Go be with you, my friend. I was mainly in it to show you something. If you have the time to see it, just wait for it. I mean, you gotta go now. You feel free to go now, but okay, yeah. Blah blah blah. You should not get game of the match, you evil person. But repent while you can, if you get what I mean. All right. So Okay, so come on. Load it up. Okay, this. Hey, there you go. Presto. Very heartwarming stuff. Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic, happily married. There, that's what I wanted to show you. Okay, you can leave now. Okay, so now I can remove that, and I can also, in turn, exit to desktop. All right, nice. All right, I'm liking this new format. Okay, so what's going on here? Right. So next, it probably went on longer than usual, but hey, that's the nature of the Marvel Rivals games. Man, I should have got Christian Carster to talk about this with me. Darn. Right. Light of the World animator opens up about God. I've noticed that for the promotion of Light of the World, this animated adaptation of the Ministry of Jesus Christ, what was his name again? Tony Branford. Hold on a minute. Just give me a moment. Tony Brand. What was that guy's name again? He was a former Disney animator who worked on a lot of Disney projects back when they still used traditional animation methods. Movie 2025. What was the name of the guy? All right, come on, open up. Let's see. This looks really cool. Yeah, awesome. Meet the team. Okay, yeah. Tom Bancroft. That's the one. And Tony Bancroft. Oh, those two. Oh, they must be brothers. All right. Okay, right. Bancroft. Right. The Bancroft brothers. Right, I noticed that on, I think it must have been Tony Bancroft. I noticed that Tony Bancroft was particularly quite open about how God influences people to create as a reflection of his creative nature. So it's really interesting to see him open up about that, especially someone who's been working for all these animated projects for so long. In his 3 decades long, why am I even reading? Yeah, I could just share it with you guys. Let's see. How do I do this again? You share the screen, and then what is the world? Boop! Right. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Sorry, I'm still learning the ropes. So then I add to the stage. Here we go. Right. So, right. So this is the official website for Light of the World, set to release on September 5th, 2025. So there's something to look forward to in the long term. As you can see, it's taken a few hints from Prince of Egypt. So I would imagine it's a bit more on the lighthearted side, which makes sense when you think about it. Although, I mean, just look at that. I mean, a shot like that is just, I would imagine that blending so easily with like the Prince of Egypt aesthetic. That is an awesome shot. Like imagine like Passion of the Christ, but done in the style of like Prince of Egypt. That would be cool. That's pretty much what this picture is emulating. It's really cool stuff. I mean, on the one hand, I sense this is on the lower budget side of things compared to the Prince of Egypt. On the other hand, they're still going out of their way to get the humanity, the heart, and the epic scale of it all. So there is that to take into consideration. Right. Pontius Pilate looks like Julius Caesar as he appears in the Asterix comics. Anyone ever read the Asterix comics? Caiaphas, John the Baptizer. Yeah, it seems about right. It's that kind of body that's used to eating nothing but locusts and honey. Yep. Magdalene, pretty messed up until Jesus manages to fix her up. Matthew, Peter, strong, sturdy Peter. Nice. Andrew. Mother Mary comes to me. Nicodemus. Aye. Yeah, I'm liking this character design. All right, so let's see who we got here. Brennan McPherson, Salvation Poem Project. John Schaefer, formerly the senior producer of CBN's Superbook. You want to know something interesting about Superbook? I was doing research on like a history of anime. I found out that there's this anime time travel series called Superbook. And basically, CBN, an American company, made their own version of that. So, yeah, the Superbook, as many people know it today, was actually influenced by anime. You know, the time travel Bible story that's pretty much a Japanese idea. So, yeah, pretty cool how Japan influences America that way. And, you know, the whole aspect of time and travel belonging to the good Lord, you know. Especially in Interstellar, love conquers all. Matt McPherson, cool name. Tom Bancroft, award-winning veteran of the animation industry. He's worked on films like Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, and Mulan. Awesome movies. Tony Bancroft, in his 3 decade-long career, Tony Bancroft has touched nearly every aspect of animated film production, from co-directing Mulan to animating the traditional animated sequences of Mary Poppins Returns, as well as Space Jam: A New Legacy. Right. So he's been here for a long time. Right, no wonder traditional animation still looks consistent. He understands what it takes to make a world-class 2D animated film. I should get in contact with this guy sometime. They sound like awesome people. All right, nice. I mean, Easter bonus lesson. I guess it's nice promotion for when it comes out. Fun fact, 6 is the number of curtains in the tabernacle. All right. So, that's interesting. Very interesting. I bet you there's going to be some people who will watch this just purely because they're fans of traditional animation and its capabilities. It would not surprise me if there are people who went to see the film just for that aspect of it alone, because traditional animation isn't as frequent as it used to be. And with how corporatized CGI can be, I can see why people would lean towards traditional animated projects. It's not that CGI is bad per se. It can lead to a lot of great results. It's just that, you know, when CGI is used at a corporate level, it looks pretty cheap. Although with that said, like there could be some embarrassing results from traditional animation too. Like take a look at that one like Christmas tree movie. Or even worse, like the Titanic animated movie. Yeah, that exists, by the way. Yeah, a lot of scale with this picture. Nice. All right. This looks like a cool movie. Yeah. should be a good movie to watch. The ultimate father figure. All right, so stop sharing. Okay, so now we're back to that. Okay, nice. Where's the Lord for that? All right. So, the last thing. Wait, no, at the banner. Ah, here we go. Right, sorry. Technical hiccup. All right. So, one last article. So I recently heard that, and I'm so sorry to go from good news to bad news, especially in a spiritual sense. But how do I put this? Rings of Power Season 3 has been confirmed to be in the making. And there was much rejoicing. Yeah! Man, the third season. Good grief. Oh, good grief. What are we going to get ourselves into? I mean, is Amazon, are the showrunners of this particular show actually going to learn their lessons? I mean, I imagine they would have barely just been able to make season 3. Like, how on earth are they going to make season 4? Like, is it just purely because Amazon is like a shopping powerhouse? Is that the only reason why this show exists? I mean, man, like, are they actually going to listen to the fans to get the kind of reception they want? Like, they're causing unnecessary kinds of backlash to themselves by actively fighting people on Twitter and overtly rejecting any trace of constructive criticism. Although, to be fair, there were some parts in season 2 that were better than the first season. But at the same time, there were other moments in season 2 where it got worse! Like, that one episode in season 2 called Doomed to Die, that is one of the most abysmal episodes I've ever seen. And this was supposed to be what everything was building up to up until that point, and they utterly failed because the plot just doesn't work. It all hinges on the fact that characters make so many dumb, stupid choices, and it depends on such unrealistic, goofy shenanigans that it's so dumb. And I've already mentioned reasons why in previous live streams. So, like, what are they going to do for season 3? Like, they're going to have characters quoting lines from like the Peter Jackson series and overtly referencing the Peter Jackson series because they've got nothing but nostalgia to try to back up their cause. And are they actually going to make the Harfoot plot point relevant at all? I mean, the only relevance is that, oh, look, like, are they gonna get Gandalf? Oh, sorry, Grand Elf, and Tom Bombadil to play a more crucial role in season 3? Because this is a good opportunity for Gandalf and some of the other wizard figures to come along and shape Middle Earth. Because that would actually give the Harfoot plot point like some actual payoff. Like, with the exception of the implied contrived origins of the Shire, what has the Harfoot plot point actually contributed to the overall narrative? Like, seriously, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You could edit out that entire plot point of the Harfoots from the entire series, and it would make no difference whatsoever to the overarching story. I kid you not. It's just such a waste of time. especially since they failed to make us like the characters, and the show is just horrendously written. It suffers horrendously from bad writing, like extremely bad writing. So just how on earth are they going? Like, I was having a conversation with Brooks the other day. We were talking about will elf characters age? You got to take into consideration that, according to the lore, the Lady Galadriel's older than the moon itself, and yet you have some other characters who are either older or maybe younger who are implied to age up to old age. So that means like they're older than the moon too. Like elves don't age in Middle Earth lore. They don't. Like there are so many fundamental aspects about the elves and dwarves and the histories behind certain characters that they got wrong. Like nearly everything that they could possibly get wrong, they got wrong. So like, what are they going to do for season 3? Are they just going to puff up their chests and just continue to give us slop, or is that one slim opportunity that they're going to actually listen to the fans? Like, no, they're probably just going to pander harder, aren't they? Because like they had certain series like movie directors and writers. They had J.A. Boyega, or Boyena, I think his name was, the guy who directed A Monster Calls adaptation, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. Like, given the talent like that, it's obvious that the quality of the show is mainly on the showrunners, more so than the so-called directors and writers in charge of the series. Because no matter who's writing or directing the show, it's still written horribly. It's still horrible. Like, they try to pander harder for the sake of political alignment and ticking off boxes to appeal to everyone, and it still doesn't work. Like in season 2, they switched up the format of some of the directors so that in season 2, it was purely female directors. Like, what did that do? Like, okay, I mean, look, you got female directors directing Rings of Power. Okay, cool. What are their actual qualifications as filmmakers? Oh, well, we have female film directors, so we're being inclusive and empowering to women. Yeah. But what are they actually qualified in? What's their actual talent? What are they going to give to us? They're female. Do they actually respect the lore of the Tolkien fan base? Do they actually? And so on and so forth. Like Malika, my friend Malika Ganjay would make for an excellent director / writer. No, just fire whoever's writing this Rings of Power and sack the other directors. Just get Malika Ganjay from Malika Writes onto the helm as director and writer, and you will see the Rings of Power series exponentially flourish. I guarantee you that. Like, if Malika had the time, she would write down an entire script which would be lore accurate, and that would be a far more enjoyable show than what we got. I guarantee you that's the case. But yeah, needless to say, I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, man. So, yes, that is all that I have to talk about for this particular live stream. We're going to have to pop off soon and do some other stuff. I'm loving these bananas. I just decided to just dip them in honey. Just drizzle them in honey, and I'm getting all the good benefits of it. I made some soup earlier. Let's see if I remember the ingredients from the top of my head. Red onions, this antioxidant rapeseed oil. Got lemon juice, a bit of ginger, a bit of turmeric, lemon juice, boiling water with 5 vegetable stock cubes, cloves of garlic, pine nuts, basil, a bit of mint to aid the digestion, root vegetables. I've got, let's see, what else did I put in there? I'm sure whatever else it'll come to mind, but needless to say, it was managed to blend it all together, and it's paying off really nicely, very nicely indeed. All right, so I guess I'll just eat this a bit longer. I'm liking this format. And I can invite guests. I wonder. What would happen? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. This has a lot of opportunities, this. I'll copy link. Yeah, this is genuinely going to work. Let's just keep it simple for now. No point in complicating things or catching people off guard with a random link to a random live stream. Yeah, there wouldn't be much point. They could be busy. Yep, I'm probably going to have to head off soon. Also, did a half marathon earlier. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. All right. When Rings of Power 3 eventually comes out, get the booze out. You're going to need it. All right. That is everything for now. So now I just end the stream, and you can all look forward to the next time I do this kind of thing. Be on the lookout for future content and some other big, epic stuff worth looking forward to in the future. So in the words of Christian Connoisseur, I've got to go. Scott Stinker, signing out. Bye. Outro video, just end stream.